This episode includes a candid discussion of suicidal thoughts and mental health struggles. If you or someone you know is struggling, help is available 24/7. Call or text 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
I thought that I can continue to do the same things that I was doing and to get the same access, right? With saying, hey, we're going to be friends, right?
Yeah.
But she cut it completely off.
Yeah. It's like, it had to be like all or nothing.
I tried to take my own life when I on the way to the facility. But the reason that I didn't was because she called me and then her mom called me. Wow. She was crying. And I remember just the look on her face. And, it was almost like I was already gone, And I had made a vow to myself, like, shoot, I'll never ever make her look like that ever again.
I think for me, I would say like sticking through the noise. No matter what, we're gonna figure out how to stick.
And it's gonna be
I mean, the noise could be anything.
And it could be anything.
That's a lot of noise. Welcome to
Loving Me, Loving You, Loving Us, where we talk to real couples about real peaks and real valleys. My name is Laura.
And I'm Memi.
And welcome to another episode. We're here to talk about why marriage is just a climb, a good climb. Sometimes difficult, but a good climb. And today on the couch, we have the Smiths. Thank you for blessing us with your presence. And, we won't say this all the time. We always got special guests, but we really do be having special guests on the podcast.
Yeah.
And it's crazy
Really
because God just be like, bloop, bloop,
you can have them. You can have them.
bloop. And how me and Marcus met was just crazy.
Yeah.
I made him sing.
Yeah.
He didn't sing. And covered his face.
Yeah, it was terrible.
And then it wasn't terrible, Marcus. It wasn't terrible, but it probably wasn't your best.
Yeah.
But then, I was just like, come on the podcast.
Yeah.
Bring your wife. He was like, let me get back to you on
Yeah.
that. But now here she is. Look at
Yeah.
Allison, y'all.
Yeah.
Say hi to the people.
What's going on?
Yes. And so, could you please introduce yourselves? Tell us a little bit about who Marcus is and who Allison is. Whoever wants to start can start.
You want me to go first?
Yes.
Oh man, so it's an honor to be here on this platform. Thank you guys again. I am Marcus Smith II. I am a former 6-year NFL veteran. I played with the Eagles, Seahawks, Commanders. I met you guys. Well, I met you at one of my not teammates, but one of the guys is. Not his wedding, but his proposal. I am a minister. I'm a reverend, life coach. I'm in school right now to become a licensed clinical social worker.
Oh, tell us that.
So,
that's amazing.
Yeah, man. I think I'm just I'm trying to continue to be a servant.
Yeah.
In each way that God will have me do that.
Yeah.
To bring more people to the kingdom, but also be out in the community and helping them, revive them to be their very best self. So, yeah, man, that's a little bit about me.
Yeah.
I'll let Allison.
My name is Allison. I am a mom of 3, wife, midwife, and women's health nurse practitioner by training.
Yes.
But currently operating as a registered nurse.
Love it. I love it. Yes. And both of you, you said a word, you said servant, and both of you in your equal rights are doing that, helping people. And yeah, we're blessed to have you guys on the podcast. It's going to be a good conversation. And yeah, let's get into it. What you got to say before we start, Memi?
You know me. I'm just be happy.
Hand be up here.
I'm just happy to be here. Well, I'm happy to have you guys. Thank y'all so much. I'm so excited.
Appreciate it. Yeah. So as you guys know, if you've seen any episode of ours, we always start with an icebreaker. And so we're going to be using the cards. So Marcus and Allison, please pick a card each and read your card to your partner. And get it, girl. Thank you, sis. Okay, what you got? Got it.
Okay, so mine says, what makes forgiveness easy or hard for you in our relationship?
Mm.
Um,
Mm-mm.
It's on me.
oh, you
He
got
got
answer.
answer. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, wait,
no, you could. I think, for me, when you look at forgiveness, I've always been a person that if someone does me wrong or something has happened, I've always been a person like kind of like turn the other cheek and try to give them grace in a way that would not only help me but also help them.
Yeah.
And what makes it easy for me and Allison is because I know the lens that she's coming from, regardless. I know her backbone. I know her inside and out. And if we ever run into an issue where forgiveness needs to take place, I feel like I can truly forgive her and not feel like I'm holding on to anything, because we do this thing where, I do it more. But if we get into it, or we have a disagreement, or we're just not seeing eye to eye for whatever it is, I'm one of the guys that really wants to go to her to talk to her about it right then.
Oh, yeah.
So we can get through it.
Yeah.
Right. And whatever animosity I have with me, I want to forgive right then, because forgiving is for, you. It's for the person.
Yeah.
And so I would say, man, that's what kind of makes it easy. I know that her heart is for me, and I see it on a day-to-day. So yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, for me, do you think I'm the same person you first met, and what has changed and what has stayed the same?
So no, you're not the same person as when we first met. I think you've had a lot of growth on different fronts, mentally, spiritually. You definitely aren't where you were when we met. So I would say that what has changed. But I think at the core of it, your values and who you are as a man are, pretty solid. But they've always been solid. So
I appreciate
And it's
that.
good. She just even just the values. I think myself and Memmy, we talk about it a lot. Like at the core, a lot of times your values don't really shift that much.
Yeah.
And so who you are at your nature kind of is who you will continue to be. Like because of different experiences, you evolve, but like at the root of it, your core typically stays the
Yeah.
same. So it's nice.
It's
that you
more
guys
so
have
like
that.
the manifestation of your values,
Yeah.
like how your values present.
Yeah.
Like you're going to school now to be a
I
LCSW,
love
Yeah.
that.
which is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
But that's because you've always had a servant heart.
Yeah.
But your value is the same, but how you show it is what kind of changes, which is beautiful.
I love
Yeah, no, it's definitely me for sure.
Yeah.
With just how I walk the earth
Yeah.
and how God has me planted. So when it came about, I was like, wow, this is me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
when you have that epiphany, it makes it feel better.
I love it. That's all good. Yeah. All right. So, okay. So tell us about how, we want to know the journey,
You have to know the journey.
We love the journey. We love
Take
the
us from
story.
day one.
Take us back to how Marcus and Allison came to be. And so before we start, how long have you guys been married? And I know you said you're a mom. So how many kids do you have and how long you guys been married?
married for 8 years,
Okay.
almost 9.
Yeah.
3 kids.
Okay.
What was the other?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
All right. So married almost 9 years and 3 kids. All right. So talk to us about how Marcus and Allison came to be. And whoever wants to start, can start.
I'm gonna let Allison go. Tell your side
Tell your
story.
side of the story.
So we met when I was in college. So I went to the University of Pennsylvania.
Okay, you can.
Yep. So we, they have Penn relays every year.
Yeah.
No, I do not play sports, but they just have like a lot of events for that whole weekend that are kind of just fun to go to. So we met at a stroll off competition. He was there with a couple of his teammates at the time.
Okay.
And so we met there. We have some discrepancies about.
Tell us how what you saw, what you remember.
So I remember seeing him, and I remember like thinking, oh, like he's attractive, but I'm naturally introverted. I would say it's not in my nature to approach somebody.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing him and saying like, "Oh, he's attractive," and he was tall, so it was like he was hard to miss. Um, so I remember seeing him, but I was like, we'll just see. But his teammate, his friend Jordan, ended up stopping me because I was throwing away pineapples at the trash can. So he ended up stopping me and saying like, "Hey, my friend wants to talk to you." But he would like introduce himself in a very polite, like mannerable way. So I was like, okay. Yeah. And we exchanged numbers, and I think maybe a few days later we started talking, and then that's kind of been it.
Yeah.
Wow.
We never stopped talking.
Well,
Wow.
So was that kind of your way of like being, you're saying, because you could
I
have
will
just held the
say,
pineapple.
I was gonna say, I put myself in a position to be seen. I'll just say that.
Ladies, that's a word.
Tell them how to do it.
That's a word. You don't gotta be loud. You could just be throwing something away. Don't miss that. Pick it up, ladies. Pick it
And
up.
add the walk
That's a
away.
fact.
Make sure they see you walk away.
Come on now. I think
fact.
that's a word. You don't gotta be
Yeah.
loud. She could be introverted, but she said, I put myself
I love
in
it.
a position to be seen.
I love
I
it.
definitely
Pick it up.
seen her. for
All right.
sure.
You said you definitely
So you
seen
definitely
it.
seen
it.
Okay. All right. So Mark, is that accurate, or what was your perception?
Yeah, I mean that's pretty accurate. From my perception, I wasn't even supposed to be going to Penn relays because at this point in time, I wasn't really even trying to talk to anybody. I had a relationship that just didn't really end well, and I was just trying to focus on me. And there was this thing that was looming that was even with my family a little bit that was like, are you gonna really be able to find somebody that really loves you for you? You in the league now, like how's that?
Okay, so at this point you are in the NFL.
Yeah,
So you're playing for the Eagles at this point. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going into my second year.
Gotcha.
She's a sophomore, I believe, right? Or you was a junior?
Sophomore.
Yeah,
Okay.
you was going to be a junior the next
Okay.
year. And so I wasn't even supposed to go. My teammates dragged me out of the house, didn't even really know about Penn relays. And then we get to Penn relays. It was probably about 10 of us. So it was about 10 Eagles players
Oh, wow.
there. So from her perception, she was like, she was
pineapples, apples.
but she was like, "Oh yeah, I know these guys. They don't go to the school.
Yeah.
We were just there just to
see.
Yeah.
It's athletics, yeah.
And I had a torn hamstring at the time, so I was hurt.
Oh wow.
And so I couldn't run. So even with me wanting to talk to her, because she came, like she walked around and they went into the building, and then she comes back out. And then she's throwing pineapples away, but she threw the pineapples away multiple times.
Like how many pineapples did you have?
So it's like in my mind, I'm like, okay,
oh yeah, she
pretty, she beautiful. Like let me, but then she left, and my hamstring, I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't run. I'm like, dang, bro, I'm about to miss out.
Yeah.
And so I was just about to call it. I was just about to say, man, look, I just missed out. But my friend was like, what? You tripping? And
that's what I'm talking about.
Hey, Jordan Matthews, if you're watching this,
Jordan.
we appreciate you,
Yes.
bro. But he was one of my friends. It's two friends that I had that are super polite. They're married. They have kids. They're on the same wavelength as me. And he was one of the ones that went and stopped her and was very polite and said that, my friend wanted to talk and brought her back. I want to say brought you back to me, or we kind of met up where I could walk to her. And so, that's how that happened. And I don't think we talked right away at that point in time, but I want to say a couple of days later, we got on the phone. I think it was a FaceTime. You was in your dorm room.
Dang, you picked up the FaceTime?
I called her on FaceTime.
Wow, she picked up. That's crazy.
She don't
It
usually.
is crazy.
I know she looked at it like, hold on, bro.
Like, comfortable.
But I called her, and then, man, we talked for hours.
Wow.
I mean, I know people have talked about that before, but when somebody can tap into you emotionally and speak to you in a way that you haven't been spoken to as a man, I think it was a sight to see, for real.
And Allison, for you, being an introvert, like, how did he keep you on the phone that long? Like, what was it that you were
Honestly,
being
I think it's
intrigued by?
because he just talks a lot in general. But he's
true.
very easy to talk to, though.
Yeah.
For me, I can't even say why. It was just I felt like this comfort with him that it felt okay. It felt good to talk to him.
Yeah.
But he does make it very easy to have
Mhm.
conversations just because he's just
Bless
talking.
I appreciate that.
I
Thank you.
love that. Okay, and so I mean, let's also talk about this as well. So you're in college and he is in the NFL. You know, there's got to be a perception. There's got to be like a stereotype, you know. How did you navigate that as well?
I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning I was like, red flag, red
Red
flag
flag. Yeah.
immediately. Because for one, like I didn't follow sports, so it just wasn't like a thing that was on my radar. He could have told me that he played for anybody and I would have been like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Like
right.
I don't know.
Mm.
But for me, it was, I think I had to kind of make myself be a little bit more open,
Mm.
and kind of just watch how he moved, and not only just the things he said, but more so how he moved
Character.
to determine like, okay, is this something that is safe,
Mm.
or is he falling into the stereotypes?
Yeah.
But it definitely, because in the beginning I was like, NFL, no thank you.
No, thank you.
But I think the more that we talked and the more like I just got to know him, having conversations with him, it was just like he was somebody that I felt comfortable with, and we developed a good friendship
Yeah.
where it was like I felt like we could talk about anything or be honest, and just trying to create that like space of like
Mhm.
just be transparent
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah. And then on your side, Marcus, I'm wondering, like, for you, there's not maybe a stereotype, but there's a culture. There is a
Yeah.
culture, like how athletes are perceived. You have people throwing themselves at you. You have people sliding in the DMs, all of those things. Like, how do you navigate, like, okay, I see this pretty girl who seems to have her head straight. You know, how do I pursue that, but then also kind of navigate the culture that I'm in?
Yeah, I think it was kind of tough to navigate in terms of like, you got family and their perceptions, but then you got all this stuff happening. I mean, she's seen it. I'm an open book with her. Women just stalkers, all types of
Wow.
stuff. And I mean, you have to be, upfront, but also like with her in our conversations and the things that we talked about, I think that uh, we push that, a lot of that other stuff to the side, and I made sure to make it a priority for me to continue to talk to her, and the one time that I didn't talk to her, it was like the world was in there. It was like for a whole 3 days, it's like, um, and I felt like I had lost, like I lost my best friend, and we were developing a friendship that I hadn't had from any other woman, right? It was a friendship that just I didn't want to last, but I also didn't want her to get caught up in, my own stuff or the stuff that I was doing, or and I wanted to be honest with her and things of that nature. So it was me making a decision to say, all right, maybe we just need to, chill for a second. But then them 3 days though.
Oh, wait. Okay, so pause. Okay, so you guys are developing a friendship. You guys
Yeah.
are talking consistently, and then you push pause.
Yeah.
And what was that?
What was that?
He
Yeah.
friend
So
zoned me. That's what
yeah.
that was.
Yeah.
She said, "Let's call
Yeah.
a spade a spade."
Yeah.
So you friend zoned her.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I just wasn't the man that you see today, right?
Okay.
If you really look at it,
Yeah.
I've talked to many of women before, and I was just afraid of commitment because I was looking at past relationships. I was looking at all of the things. I was listening to, maybe family who would say like, is the person really going to be for you, or I was looking at every other thing except for what was in front of me, right? And so I can remember my cousin and his wife came up. We had a Monday night game, and I did it before the Monday night game.
And
And
what'd you do?
yeah, well, no, I made her come over.
Oh, okay.
So I'm talking to her in our room, and I'm letting her know what I want to do and stuff. It was probably one of the worst days.
Oh my God.
I had the worst game. I didn't
You
play
did before the
well.
game?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I had the worst game. It was just, it was probably something I shouldn't have done, but I just thought that, you know what, like I don't want to keep leading,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or I don't want to keep doing that if, right? But it wasn't a great decision though.
Yeah.
It wasn't a great decision. And I know 3 days,
Ooh.
you stopped talking to me for 3 days.
And Allison, what was going
Yeah, I
through
was gonna say,
your
what was going through for you? Yeah.
during that?
So for me, I was crushed because I'm like, oh, I had started like enjoying talking to him, spending time with him. But I think for me, I couldn't be like I was upset, but I couldn't be mad at him choosing to do that. But for me myself, I knew that like this was somebody I seen it could be more.
Yeah.
And for me, I guess one of the boundaries I put in place for myself was like, I know that we could be more than friends, and I don't want to play with my own feelings. So
That's good.
if it was something that you weren't ready for,
Mm-hmm.
I have to respect that, but I don't have to continue to give you access to me or my time and what we were developing before
How old were you?
because I
Because
was
that is
I
so
was
mature.
19, I think.
All right, we're going to take a couple pauses
We
because I
gotta
need
talk
to make
about
sure
that.
this settles and sinks in, like marinates,
That's
right?
crazy.
Okay, so you feeling somebody, you've established it, you understand it, you know what it feels like in your body, in your mind, and all of that. You get friend zoned, and you set a boundary with yourself.
Because that could have went this
Come on.
either way.
Very much so. And you said, both of you, to be fair, you're saying, I don't want to play with you, so I'm going to put this boundary in place. And I don't want to be hurt because I know what this could be. So I'm going to put a boundary in place. So both people put boundaries in place for very valid reasons. But what you said to me, I think is so important. You said, I cannot give you access any longer.
Yeah.
So there's a part of me that you've had access to, right? And I need to take my key back because it's going to hurt me in the end.
Yep.
And so you do this at 19, because I think we got to put that out there too.
That's amazing.
People in their 30s ain't doing that, but okay, we moving on. So you do this at 19, and then what happens?
For me, because it's like I feel like I've seen it before. Like I have older brothers, I have uncles, cousins. Like it's always that one girl that like never really go away. Like you ain't doing much with her, but she there somewhere.
She always
The other ones
there.
come and go, but
Yeah.
she's
just
still there somewhere.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to do that. Like
Yeah.
I just to be transparent, I think for me, I know I can be a jealous person in terms of like that it wouldn't be good for me,
Yeah.
for
I
myself.
see that.
Right.
Yeah, I see it.
So I'm like, that just doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if you want to be friends, you have that right. But I don't want to be your friend.
Yeah.
So we're just going to stop talking altogether because I didn't want to feel like I was stringing my own feelings along
Right. That's
or
good.
playing a role in
Self-awareness.
that, because I'm like, I know how I feel.
Yeah.
I know what I think. I know the potential is there,
Yeah.
but I just, for me, it's like, it had to be like all or nothing.
Yeah. And did you make that known? Did you like say any of this, or did you say, okay, I respect your decision, boundaries put in place, or did you voice that like, I think we could be good together?
I think by that point we had said it before
okay,
that,
okay,
but
okay.
We had called your mom that day too, because I had developed a strong
I don't remember
relationship.
that.
So remember we called your mom, and your mom was like, "Y'all just friends. What y'all talking about?" You know?
Okay.
That's what she
That sounds about right.
She's like, okay, yeah.
But
That checks.
I had developed a strong relationship with her mom too. And yeah, you had the conversation with me. But I thought that I can continue to do the same things that I was doing and to get the same access, right? With saying, hey, we're gonna be friends, right?
Yeah.
But she cut it completely off.
Yeah.
Right. So I didn't have that access anymore. I couldn't talk to her anymore. I couldn't call her anymore or anything like that. So I was forced to, hey, no, dog, you got a decision to make.
Yeah.
So you either gonna step up to the plate, be the man that I know that she knows that I could be, or you gonna get cold feet. You just so yeah.
3 days.
Them 3 days was phew. 3 days is a long, because you gotta think.
We was talking
even
every day, I think,
Yeah.
at that point.
that was tough.
Yeah, it's
that's
grief.
crazy.
Like you're grieving like
Yeah.
a loss of something.
But I was grieving a lot of stuff at the time too.
Mm.
So she came in right away. I remember, I'll never forget. I was going through something with my father, and we are at my condo, on the water type of condo, but we're sitting outside,
Mm.
right? And I used to sit by the water all the time because it just made me feel
Yeah.
peaceful. And she would come out there and she would speak to me in a way that it's hard for me to even explain, but she would pour back into me,
Mm.
right? Because a lot of times we're emptying our cup all the time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And she was the only person putting that plug back in my back and pouring back into me.
Wow.
So for those 3 days, I ain't have that.
Dang. Yeah.
So
Depletion.
And so what happened on day 4? Like what was that?
Yeah.
I
Like,
made a
baby,
decision.
please.
Baby, no,
and
baby, please.
I believe I texted her. This was October 20th,
Mm.
2000. This was 2015.
Mhm.
Yeah, October 20th, 2015. I get out of practice. I text her, and I say, I want to be with you. I say, look, I don't care what I got to do. She wasn't really texting back either. She was like real short. And I went and found her, like on some like stalker.
Oh, so you
type,
was playing
right?
reverse roles.
I went and found her. She was coming out of where you was clinicals? Because you was doing clinicals with one of her friends, or they were both doing clinicals. And I went and found her, made her get in the car, and said, "We together today."
Oh, all right.
If you would, if
Big
you
dog came
look,
through.
if you,
Big
if
dog.
you,
dog
Playboy
walked in
Marcus
the
is
building.
wanted.
man, look, if you would have me,
Yeah.
we together
Together.
today.
I love
Like
it.
I'm not wasting no more time.
Mm.
So
And Allison, for you, what was that? Like,
I could appreciate the initiative, the assertion.
Yeah.
But I also think I think it was a good way to kind of like, look, you gotta make a decision and stand on it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, for sure.
for me, I'm like, don't tell me stuff to play with my head. I'm not into it.
Yeah, yeah.
So what? I mean, like, was that still? Were you still a little bit like hesitant? Like 3 days ago, you said we friends. Now you
Yeah.
say we together. Like,
A little bit,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
she made me work for it for sure.
oh, did she?
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
it.
she should.
Yeah.
Role model.
Girl, period.
But
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you talked about, the fact that Allison was different because she poured back into you. And like, how did that kind of shift the way that you saw love?
Well, that's a great question. When everything I felt like was transactional
Mm.
at the time,
Yeah.
right? I'm the first one in my family to ever make it that far, right? I'm the first one millionaire,
Yeah.
right? I'm the first, I feel like I'm the first in a lot
A
of
lot of
spaces.
areas, yeah.
And so my perception of what it was because I come from a broken family,
Mm.
right? My parents divorced when I was 8.
Mm.
So I seen a lot of fighting in the house, very traumatic in the times those were happening. So I carried that with me. So I had a different perspective when it came to love. So I just thought it was more so transactional because
Mm.
the way my father would try to get my mom back, right? He would want to get her things,
Okay.
right?
Got you.
And so
Mm.
when I got to the league, that was kind of more of like, okay, I can get my mom a house, I can do these things, and that's me showing my love
Yeah.
and affection. And I
Yeah.
thought that was the way,
Yeah.
right? Give them what they what their heart's desires, and it'll make me feel good, and we all
Everybody happy.
feel
Everybody's
good,
happy, yeah.
right? But she didn't come at that angle. She didn't care about any of that. I was blown away that
Yeah.
like your dad is a referee.
Yeah.
Your brother plays for North Carolina Central. Your oldest brother played football too, but she had her thought process was not
Not even
anything have to do with sports. And I think that's what drew me to her too, because that was another reason why I know she's not looking at me
Yeah.
for what I do
What you have.
or who I am. So yeah, my perception of love definitely changed because when she would tell me certain things or pour back into me, it would blow me away.
Mhm.
And I was like, bro, like, I have never had nobody
Wow.
talk to me like that,
Mhm.
or just give me a different perspective,
Yeah, for sure.
you know? So
Mhm.
it was good for me, really.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, go ahead, man. Go
Okay.
ahead.
And Allison, for you, like on the other side of that, like what do you feel like you had to learn in like having to love a man that is used to being like taken from, taken from, taken from? Like, or did it just come natural to you? Like, what was that?
No, it was definitely a learning curve because for me, I guess on the opposite side of that spectrum, my parents have been together. They were, are still married
Yeah.
30 years
Yeah.
plus.
Yeah.
I've kind of seen my parents fight, be on
Mhm.
the verge of divorce. They
Mhm.
didn't hide arguments or
Yeah.
disagreements from us. So I kind of seen like what that power to kind of stick through
Yeah.
those
Mhm.
things looks like.
Yeah.
Um, so for me, I think I had that approach and it was just like, okay, just because I don't agree with you or just because might be getting hard for you, it doesn't mean I'm just gonna like,
Leave.
yeah.
Mm.
That's just not kind of what I seen growing up, and it just wasn't what I envisioned even for my own life.
Yeah.
But I also think it just kind of like made me step back and try to understand like where he comes from,
Yeah, that's good.
where he's at mentally.
Mhm.
But then also for me, I think a part of my heart grieved for him because he didn't have um, some of the experience that I think worked and were great for me. Just having parents that were together or having um, a great support system in terms of like, I know, like if today I said, "Ma, I got hot about you," my mom going and she gonna answer my calls. You know what I'm saying? And like,
Yeah.
I had that and I
Yeah.
knew what that felt like. So I think a part of me was just trying to figure out how do I do that for him in a way that feels good for him.
That's so good. That's so good. And so there was something you said that you said you felt like he didn't have these things, and Marcus, you kind of said that as well. So I want to kind of know, like, being the first, right? The first to make it this far, have this amount of money, like. Allison is kind of opening your eyes to different things and different ways of seeing the world. How did that mesh or not mesh with like your family dynamic?
Um, it it didn't
Okay.
mesh well
Mm,
in the beginning. We still work on it today.
yeah.
Um, but I had a perception of, is blinders basically is
Mm,
the best way I could put it.
yeah.
And she was helping me see clearly,
Ooh.
right? And for a lot of us, when it comes to our family, we have a perception of growing up with our family. A lot of times you don't see
Yeah.
some of the things that they deal with or who they are or what they're doing,
Mm,
right? And I didn't see that.
yeah.
It could have been manipulation, it could have been lying, it could have
Huh.
been stealing, it could have been, whatever it is. I wasn't privy to seeing that. And I was pressing it to the side when it
Mhm.
was, right in front of me. Hey, this is what this person is doing.
Yeah.
And it was like, nah, they wouldn't do that,
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
that's not them.
Mm,
Okay.
But then I had to really, man, it was hard, man,
yeah.
to really see who people really are.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
difficult.
Because I'm a family guy.
Yeah.
I want my family together. And I get emotional because um, when it comes to like games and stuff like that, I remember like being at the games and like I ain't had nobody there and she was the only one there.
Mm,
And I just felt like you see like all your teammates
mm,
and everybody got their family there. And I don't got nobody there because, we having disagreements,
mm,
if it came to a house or, whatever it is.
mhm.
And not having nobody there, it's tough, man.
Yeah.
Like walking out there and then you just walking alone by yourself,
Mm,
you know?
mm,
Um, and that's not to say that my family didn't, come to my games sometimes,
yeah.
but the only person I really wanted at my games was my father.
Mm,
That's it. And I think we were kind of going through this little spell at the time.
Yeah.
Like me and him are great.
Mhm.
Now, we've, hashed it out.
Yeah.
But at that time, man, it was tough. And like I say, she was kind of pouring back into me
Mm.
at the time. And she didn't have to.
Yeah, she did that.
She didn't have to at all. She had school to contend with. Like
Yeah.
she's at a
Yeah,
UPenn
she had
Ivy League.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like in my
Cakewalk.
mind, I'm like, bro,
Hmm.
you got other stuff that you could be
Yeah.
focused on, but you right here with me. So I'm
Mm.
like, I got you.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a couple things that I just from you saying that, right? Like the blinders piece is
So good.
so good because we know our families aren't like necessarily the best, right?
Yeah.
But in our little subset and pockets of the world, our families are everything. They're gold. And so you see your family is gold a lot of times. And having somebody else point things out to you, it is so uncomfortable.
Very.
Like, I don't know if they 100% got your back. I don't know if, have you ever thought of, have you considered? That is so hard
Yeah.
to not only hear, but then receive and
Yeah.
then now start making adjustments. They're not going to be happy about that. I already know.
Yeah.
You don't even have to tell me. I know, right?
Yeah.
Because the minute you put boundaries in place, we even talk about what you experience, right? You put up a boundary, you've changed the access,
Yeah.
you've taken your key back. It don't feel good.
Nope.
And so I'm sure there's got to be something at play where like the family now on the other side is like, wait a second,
What's
Marcus,
changing?
why Marcus changing all of a sudden? Why is Marcus acting different? Why doesn't, and
Start
you
looking
probably
at
the
her
bad
like, hold
guy.
on.
Yeah, like who is this person that's making
Yeah.
Marcus
Yep.
take these blinders off? Like we like him just the way he is. We
Yeah.
like things status quo.
My son would have never said that to me.
My son would never talk to me. My daughter, my whoever would never do these things. And now Allison, again, is only trying to give you perspective.
Yeah.
So it's got to be that tension there.
Yeah.
But then also kind of hearing you talk about just like wanting that support, not wanting it to be transactional, just wanting to feel loved and having Allison be the one to do that for you. There's so many things there. And so Allison, again, you've been so sensitive in this, but like, how was it loving a man who you felt like was kind of just being I don't want to say taken advantage of. I don't want to use that word, but maybe being I don't want to put words in the mouth, but like he's
Yeah.
used to being needed more. He's used to being needed more. And now you're trying to like be a support to him. What was that like?
It was a challenge.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Because I think my angle was just like not because of what you do, but because I genuinely care for you. I love you. I'm going to
Yeah.
support you.
Yeah.
It wasn't about, oh, if I go do this, then you can do this for me.
Yeah.
That just wasn't, my perspective.
Yeah.
So I think for me, part of it too was just like learning how to assert myself. For a long time, he didn't even invite me to come to a game. I had to actually ask him, like, how come you never invite me to your games? Like,
And what was the answer?
I think for me, it was like, she didn't care about it that much, right? So I didn't want to intertwine that with, like, I play football. Look, we get done, we can go do whatever. You know what I'm
So it's
saying?
like you just took it like you don't have to come to my job.
Yeah,
but
like
for
don't
me,
even.
it wasn't about like, no, I'm not into sports.
Yeah.
But
But
this is something
it's
But
the
you're into
support,
him.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
That's-
Exactly.
That's so
And
interesting.
people, and it's
just the
crazy.
lens.
People would be like, otherwise, they would be grilling me
What you
like,
talking
where
about,
your
man?"
girl at? Or what? And I'm like, she not feeling this. This ain't her
This
scene.
not her
That's so
scene.
interesting.
But people didn't really understand that either.
Yeah.
She like, I'm not no wag.
And I
Leave me alone.
think people
Very
in
clear.
general have a hard time
Yeah.
understanding
Yeah.
her and
Yeah.
her and her
Yeah.
place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, you could speak more to that, but
I mean, I think I just had to I feel like I had to consider him. That was one of the biggest things, just trying to consider him
That's so good.
where he was, like I said, where he comes from, his thought process. Because we talked a lot. So some of it is like, okay, I understand, where it's coming from, but
Yeah.
also, just I guess for me finding the balance.
Yeah. Yeah.
And how was it? I wanted to go back to the family dynamic because you're coming in as the new girlfriend, right? And you're opening his eyes and he's his eyes are
Open.
opening.
Yeah.
So it's you kind of fall into sort of this like villain role. How did you kind of handle that? Or how did both of y'all handle that? But starting with you.
It was hard.
Yeah.
Can
And
imagine.
it took, I think it was hard for a couple of reasons, just because I felt like some of it was just like lack of understanding, not understanding like me, not understanding him and his growth and, you know, where he's going.
Yeah.
But I tell Marcus all the time, it's like, if I'm the villain in the story, it's okay, you know.
So you were okay with it.
I mean, it was hard. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It was hard, but it was something that I felt like ultimately I couldn't change.
Yeah.
And again, like I think I'm a pretty straightforward person. I'm a
Yeah.
pretty, like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I ain't in the kissing no tell. I'm not
Yeah.
sugarcoating nothing. So, you know, if that is what it's gonna be, it's just what it's gonna be for now. And I think I've had to learn to be open, and transition into not being so guarded to protect myself, but also allowing him to step up as a man and take the lead with some of that.
Yeah. Yeah. And shield you a little bit. Yeah, because that to me is kind of like a sacrifice in itself, right? Being the person that's kind of like taking the blows, because you could easily been like, well, if that's what works for y'all, do that over there, but just don't bring it here. But you are like actively trying to help him become better. So in that journey, you're like, I'll take it. Like, it's not hard, it's not comfortable, but I'll take the villain if it's going to eventually help you be better, help your mental health, help your growth as a man, which I think is very powerful. And you may not even know, but that's powerful.
It was a learning curve.
Yeah.
It taught me a lot of compromise and taught me how to try to understand him, understand other people, and not just get so deep into like what I think, because sometimes what I think might not even be reality.
Yes.
So just
That's good.
Yeah.
And so, Marcus, for you, I'm wondering, right? So, like, you're getting this newfound perspective, your eyes are opening, but I'm sure there's got to be a tension there, right? Of like, I mean, are they really that bad? Or, like, there's got to be some tension, right? Like, they know they love me, they would never. But then also, like, maybe there is something here or whatever. So, like, how did you navigate, like, protecting her, but then also kind of like, what did that look like on the other side with your family?
I mean, we would get into arguments about my family all the time. And I think that's what was driving a wedge between us. And, you know, when you think about the family, God himself wants the family to be glued, wants the family to be together. Like, we're one, like we're together, right?
Leave and cleave.
So everything else around us has to follow suit.
That's right.
And that takes a pruning, that takes a breaking, that takes, you know, some getting used to, getting over. And I just wasn't being, what's the word I'm looking for? I wasn't stepping up to the plate because I was still in between, like, okay, that's my mom. Okay, that's my dad. Okay, this is my family. Right? Why you don't like my family? Right? Because it would be like that sometimes. Because I would, we would get in arguments about that. Like, and she'd be like, it's not that I don't like your family. I'm just telling you like how it is. It's like, you know, your significant other holds a mirror up.
Sure enough. Tell
You
him.
know what I'm saying?
Tell him.
And I'm not used to the directness. Right? I'm not used to somebody telling me your stuff stink.
You stink. Don't smell good.
Right? And it don't feel good.
It doesn't.
And so, you know, how do you maneuver through that? How do you get through that? And so, you know, with my family and how the things were shaking out, I had to eventually step up. And I think I remember this one particular time I went home by myself. Right? It was a time that she didn't go home with me. And it was a time where things had shifted. I forgot what they shifted for. I can't remember exactly what the shift was, but it had shifted a little bit and it went backwards. Okay. And so I come home and everybody's like, well, they say, where's Sarai? A lot of times they and they may not even realize it, but they don't include the glue, the person who is really who's making everything go. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They're not including the queen. Like you ever, if I got stung by a whole bunch of bees, right? It was like in this corner. But the reason why was because they was protecting the queen. Right?
That's good.
And so they're not even acknowledging that. They're asking, oh, like, where's Soraya? Right. So I end up,
Oh, and that's your daughter.
yeah. So this is when Ezra wasn't born yet, I don't think. Right. So I go home and I had to have a conversation with him and was like, look, man, if you want a relationship with her, you gotta have a relationship with my wife.
That's it.
Right? Something is going to have to happen, or you're not gonna see her. Right? She had her. I ain't have her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That part.
Like, hey, look, every time Allison have a child, like, you sure you won't do this again? You know what I'm saying? Because I respect.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something different when you have children, man. It's just like, hold on, man. The woman's body is an amazing thing. The thing that God has created is beautiful. So I don't take that lightly. So yeah, man, I had to have a conversation. And it started to shift after that. You know, but we still, you know, we still be working through some stuff.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, we
It's
still
all
be
about the
working.
growth.
About
You
the
know?
growth. That's
As
good.
long as you're moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how fast or slow, as long as you're moving.
Yeah.
And I want to say this too, like,
Absolutely.
in having a conversation, for people who struggle to, you know, be transparent, they beat around the bush. That was me. Like she came to tell you like how it is. I would be beating around the bush. She'd be like, just say it, just, you know. But some people, that's hard.
It's very difficult.
That's hard to do, right?
I'm in that boat,
man.
And I'm not.
So I would have these outpours of like frustration, or like I would have to go out. So I would scream because you remember, like, when I would have to be firm with somebody, it made me feel so terrible, right? Because I didn't want to portray myself as a villain or like
bad guy,
right. And so yeah, man, it's a tough thing, but you know, as you do it more, you'll find that you give yourself a lot more grace, and God will help you with that.
Absolutely. We call it recovering people pleasing.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good
We're
one.
recovering.
Yeah.
That's all it is. You know, you don't want
I was definitely that.
Yeah.
Man.
That's good. Okay. And so, like, on the flip side, Marcus, like, how was your relationship? I know you talked about a little bit. You said, like, you were really close to her mom in the beginning. Like, what was your relationship with her family?
Man, it wasn't the same as, and I don't know why. Well, we kind of know why, right? Because, you know, I'm the only boy. And they're like, oh, this girl coming in, like, who is she? And the first time my mom come in, I'm like, yeah, this a girl I'm gonna marry. But everybody was like, nah, he ain't. You know what I'm saying? He in the league, man. He ain't worried about that right now. But my relationship with Miss Linda, she was very, she didn't just bring it, like, I'm her first boyfriend, only stuff like she didn't have. I was blown away by that too. I'm like, you sure? Like, I know somebody. Hold on. But
No, that's a fact.
she didn't bring, obviously she got two older brothers, so she not bringing just anybody to the house. So when she brought me to the house, that meant a lot to me, because I'm like, I know she ain't. So when I met her mom, it was like, we hit it off right away, because she prayed over my hamstring the first time we met, and she didn't even tell her that my hamstring was torn.
Wow.
Right? You know, my mother-in-law's a apostle, and she you know, heavy in the spirit, right? And she was a part of, I understood why she was the way she was. Right? And so it was a person that I could go talk to too, spiritually, that she would help me spiritually as I moved along. And our relationship has not changed since. And I would think, you know, anybody, you know, if you have a mother-in-law, you would want that relationship to be like that. So my perspective was so different compared to her perspective with my family. My family is looking at it like you're you're taking away from me. And her family is like, oh, no. She's pouring into me. Now her family is pouring into me. But it's not because I'm in the league.
Yeah.
No,
It's
like
just because.
they have family members who made it to the highest height. They have people who do really well.
Yeah.
So it's not that they're trying to take anything from me. And I think that's what the perception was. Like these people, they can't love you for you. Right. And that wasn't the case. Everybody had their own thing going, and they welcomed me with open arms.
I love it.
You know, I won't tell you how, Allison took me, man. She when she said she got brothers and cousins, man.
Oh yeah.
She took me, you took me to your mom's house first, then you took me to go see Aaron, which is my brother. Like that's my guy.
I love it.
Right? She took me to him, but it was like 15 other dudes.
Oh.
There.
Okay.
She had her cousins on both sides, her brother.
Wow. She's gonna play with somebody else.
I pull up, I said, hold on, Allison. Wait a
What's
minute.
going on here?
Jumped in.
I said, wait a minute. She said, my brother, he's
It wasn't that bad.
yeah,
Not that bad.
You made it.
he's nice. He's good. I'm like, bro.
I love it.
They grilled you.
I mean,
It was just
intimidation.
uncomfortable.
no, let me
wasn't that
can I say
bad.
my perspective?
Please.
Go ahead.
Let me say my perspective.
So this is me.
Her brother was on crutches. So it looked like if you had to walk up to a trap house.
Whoa.
It wasn't a trap house, okay. But if
Clearly
you
we
had
know
to
it
walk up to that,
Hypothetically.
right?
Yeah.
It was like her brother was the kingpin.
Oh my-
And everybody, you see what I'm saying?
And
They are
because he
not.
was on crutches, he was like, I need even more.
Yeah.
Because I don't
Oh,
want to
yeah.
look
Because
weak.
he had
Yeah.
his fibula or something like that.
Broken his something. He broke something.
Man, he came down them steps, and the way he was looking, I said, Lord Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Help me,
Holy
Lord.
Spirit.
And we the same age, but like her brother, hey, look, he not somebody to be messing with. I'll tell you
that's
that.
right.
I get it. I love
Come correct.
But it was like grill.
it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, what's up, bro? How you doing? I'm like, oh, thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Oh God, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
that was my experience with her family, and it ended up working out.
Okay. All right. So let's switch gears just a bit, right? So let's not forget that you are still like actively playing in the NFL, right? So like you are traveling and all of the things, right?
Yeah.
And so quickly tell me, so you guys are dating. When do you guys decide to get married? Like what's the period between we're dating, I've put my 4-day notice in, and now we together,
Yeah.
and like now you guys are getting married.
So that
So
was October 20th, right?
of 2015, we got engaged in
June 23rd of 2016.
Oh,
no.
okay.
We got engaged in July of 2016. We got married in June 23rd of 2017.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys, so basically
'cause it
from
was right before camp.
October,
Yes.
Yeah.
from October, you proposed the next year.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you guys get married the year after that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot. That is a lot. All right.
Intentional.
But it's intentional. And you've already said that you like, I'm not spending no more time away from her.
Yeah.
She's mine. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about how you're now having to navigate family. And then when did you have Sarai?
Sarai was born in 2018.
Okay.
All right. So it's boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Okay. So talk to me a little bit about like navigating family, marriage, fatherhood, and still performing at the highest level. Like,
Mm. That is super tough
Mm.
on any player. I had teammates who would be in the tunnel and their wife would be having a baby at the same
Oh
time.
my
They in the tunnel. It could have been their first child, maybe second child.
and this is so ignorant. So there's no grace for like,
No.
okay.
No. Like it may be a little bit of grace if it's during the week and we practicing,
Yeah.
but even still then it's like, you could get cut. Like they'll cut you. Because you could be replaced. They could just go find the next guy who really, really wants that spot. And, not to get on the tangent about that. That's just the league itself.
Yeah.
But I had those thoughts,
Mm.
right? Because now we're together. I proposed to her, all the things, we're planning for the wedding. But at the same time, there are talks about me getting traded, me getting cut from Philly.
Okay.
So we did premarital counseling leading up. So we got engaged in July. I want to say we started premarital counseling after camp, right? So I'm now going into my season. 2016 is just me and her, boyfriend and girlfriend. She comes to live with me, and she just commutes back and forth to school.
Okay.
And we do premarital counseling at that point in time, to get ready to be married, right? And this whole time period, right after the season, all you hear is talks like, man, you're going to get traded, you're going to get cut. My agent calling me like, am I going to Seattle? Am I going to New England? Am I going to all this? So our world is like, we don't know what's going to happen.
Wow.
And it's just, I'm really just talking to her about that because if I go talk to my family about it, it's like, something happened like that. They looking at it, they going to talk to somebody else, or maybe they friends is like, oh, your son got cut. How, something like that. That's how they look at it.
Yeah.
But it's more that goes
Of
into
course.
it. Right.
Yeah.
And so
Wow.
the Eagles asked me to take a pay cut so they could trade me. I told them no. Right. And because I wanted to be able to control my fate and where I went.
Yeah.
And so they ended up cutting me right before camp started. So we were getting ready. We was in Philly. We had our own place in Philly.
Wow.
So they cut me, and then I signed with the Seahawks right after that.
Wow. Across the country.
So now I got to go across the country, and I got to leave. I got to leave Allison, which was, man, I almost quit that year, to be honest with you.
Wow.
I mean, not having her there it really hurt my soul. You know what I'm saying? Being all the way across the country, that was tough. So I guess when you talk about like trying to navigate all the things, like we were married at the time, we knew that she had just got done with school, so she wanted to take a break from school. But that time period, it was like a month and a half, something like that, where we wasn't together. We were just talking on the phone. And then when you think about camp, man, it's all day. It's probably from 5 a.m., 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., 10 p.m. at night. So I don't really have my phone like that because we're practicing, then we got meetings, and then we're practicing again. It's just, people don't understand how demanding it is.
It is, yeah.
Right? So that was super tough.
Wow.
I don't know how you feel about like your perspective
It
with
was an
that.
adjustment. For me, like, again, not ever being into sports, I would have never known like what that schedule or what that demand looks like had I not been, with somebody who was in that space. But I think it was definitely challenging because I could see the toll that it took on him, not only mentally and emotionally, but physically too. Because it was like every camp he'd be like, man, I'm ready to be done.
Oh wow.
And just like I got so used to him saying it that I kind of just like, okay, like whatever.
Yeah.
But he was like
It
really,
was really weighing on him.
yes.
And so Marcus, like, what was it about it? Like, what was it, I guess, at that time? Because again, like, I'm thinking about just the friends I know who played high school and college and then in the NFL. Like, you kind of like prep yourself for this. Like, this is it. I want to play at the highest level. I know this is what I got to do.
Yeah.
So what was it that was like, man, I'm done? Like, what was making you feel that way?
Yeah. I prayed to God and I asked God for me to make it to the NFL. Now, everything after that was just icing on the cake, right?
Yeah, I made it. We did it.
I made it.
We did it, Joe.
I think, but I used to say stuff just because everybody else was saying it. Like, I want to play 10 years. I want to play, all these years. But as the years went, I'm like, bro, like they're taking a part of me.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't, I didn't spend like Thanksgiving and stuff. We play on Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, you guys play on
Right?
Thanksgiving.
Especially if you play for the Eagles, Cowboys,
Yeah.
Ravens.
Ravens, the Steelers. No,
Yeah.
it's Christmas.
I mean, but some of those teams, they play on those
holidays.
Yeah.
Mhm,
And so
mhm,
I wasn't being able to spend the time that I want. It's like you spend time and then you got to go back.
Yeah.
You spend time and then you got to go back.
Give you a little tease and that's it.
Yeah. And I just wasn't, I was getting tired of it.
Yeah.
And so I end up, this was the next year, I signed back with the Seahawks. I signed a deal with them. But obviously I still hadn't addressed a lot of my issues when it came to anxiety, depression. She was actually the first person to talk about anxiety with me, right? I didn't know that's what it was, but that's what I was dealing with.
Yeah.
And that year, we go into camp, and I basically it was one of the days in camp. I just the pressure, just the baby on the way. I would think about like my teammate being in the tunnel. Like, what if I'm in a tunnel? Right. And so a lot of that stuff was weighing on me, and it was a lot of stuff that I didn't tell her because she was pregnant. And I was thinking about her and the baby.
Yeah.
And so it ended up getting too much. And so I end up it was 2018 August. One morning I just got in my car and started driving. And so as I'm on the way to the facility, I tried to take my own life when I on the way to the facility. But the reason that I didn't was because she called me and then her mom called me. Wow. And
Like unknowingly called you, or they.
she seen how I left.
Okay.
So she was calling
Okay.
to just check on me.
Yeah.
And I kind of rushed her off the phone. And was trying it again. Then her mom calls me. So by the time I'm at the bottom of the hill, I'm safe and sound, and that's when I realized like this is over for me. Like I'm football is done for me. And I was still talking to her mom as I'm going into the facility, telling her like I can't do this. Like this, but I was thinking about all of it, just the family dynamic, what I wanted, what I really wanted. I wanted a family. I wanted to be there for him. I didn't want to be at work. And, I would see everybody, bring their kids up there. That wasn't what I wanted.
Yeah.
Right. I wanted to be at home with them. I wanted to go to the practices and all. I wanted to be present, just like how my father was with me. Like he worked, but he coached me. He did all these things, and his job didn't dictate what he did with me. And so I think that was kind of weighing on me. And I ended up walking away in 2018 because of that. So I mean that's the toll that it really took on me. But I ultimately I was just thinking about our relationship and our family. So.
So interesting. Oh Lord.
Sorry, y'all.
No, it is
That
quite
was
all right. It is quite all right, Marcus.
Yeah.
And we are just so grateful about your openness
Thank
and
you so
willingness to
much for
share with
sharing.
us.
Yeah.
But it's so interesting, right? That it's so opposite for some people, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I made it. My kids get to see it. They get to like live, and I get to give them everything they want. And you're just like, I want to be home.
Yeah.
I want to raise my kids. I want to give them experiences that, yes, I didn't have, but like, I just think that's so powerful because we can have dreams, right?
Yeah.
We can have dreams and aspirations, but that's not always what God wants for us, right?
Yeah.
And we can reach that space and then be like, all right, I made it. And now on to the next
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And instead of like holding on because of what other people might think or feel or say, we push and push and push. And that's not even it's not even the path we're meant to be walking on anymore.
Yeah.
And it's so commendable. The vulnerability it takes to even share that on this platform. And I know it's things that you are open about, but I just
appreciate that.
have such a respect for like NFL is the highest level.
Yeah.
There is no higher than that, and you want to do it for as long as you want, but like your priorities have shifted so much. And I do think a lot of that is because of Allison.
Yeah.
Like, yes, I've reached this place, but now I just want to be with my wife and my kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, and you don't hear that often.
Yeah.
You don't hear that often.
Man.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to know more so about from Allison, what were you experiencing in that, like seeing him leave the house like that? Like what was that moment for you? How are you feeling? How are you processing?
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah.
Because I guess I just didn't know like the depths of how he was feeling. For me, I just felt like it was hard to hear like that's where he was at and feeling like I missed something or feeling like I just like didn't do enough or I didn't push him to get help sooner or so I think I felt a lot of guilt for quite a while just like um after that point just because I felt like I think naturally in my nature is to be like problem solver,
Problem
like
solver. Yeah.
I'm solution based
Yeah.
and just feeling like I didn't have the answer for him.
Yeah.
And I couldn't fix it.
Yeah.
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 And so, Mammy, I'm sorry.
No, yeah, you can.
And so Marcus, like you mentioned that Allison was like kind of the first even person to tell you about anxiety or whatever. So what did help even look like for you? So like now this has, this experience has happened. You decide that you're not even going, like you want to take a break or whatever the case may be. What are the steps to healing? What does that look like?
Yeah, I had to be vulnerable
Hmm.
with my coaches. They brought me in a room, and my D-line coach, he's actually the D-line coach at the Eagles now. Then you got Pete Carroll. So man, I really respect and thank both of them because I sat in the room with them plus the trainers, and I told them I needed help. I mean, that was the only thing that I could say. I didn't know what I needed help with.
Yeah.
I just know that I needed this help and I needed to do whatever it took to get there. And I was blaming myself and I was, saying sorry that I even tried to do that or, and I just remember Allison coming in there and she was I'm sorry, y'all.
Please don't apologize.
She was crying. Uh-oh. And I remember just the look on her face. And it was almost like I was already gone, And I had made a vow to myself, like, shoot, I'll never ever make her look like that ever again. So we end up going to therapy together, actually. They put me with a therapist. Her name was Priscilla. She's retired now. And it was the start of something. That's what I needed. And a lot of men out there, that's what we need.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of traumas, a lot of things that we deal with in our lives that need to be spoke about.
Yeah.
There's a pruning that has to happen. You need to be broke a little bit for you to, see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Absolutely.
And so when they put me with her, me and Allison sat there with her, I want to say 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, we were going to therapy every day.
And it was the best, best thing since sliced bread. Like I was blaming football for everything.
Yeah.
Like football the reason why. Not realizing like, boy, you got
There's some other
Under
stuff.
there.
you got some issues,
Let's
you
talk
know what
about
I'm
what's under
saying?
that. Yeah.
Right. And I was able to talk about those and they was able to diagnose me with I had an anxiety disorder. Didn't know that. I had major depressive disorder. Didn't know that. Had PTSD disorder.
Didn't know that.
Didn't know any of that. And now it makes sense.
Yeah.
To like the stuff that Allison would see, like when she first met me, and she's like, you jumped out of your sleep last night, and I was like, I did, and she was like, man, you've been doing that every night, and I'm like, wow, like I'm trying to figure out like why am I, and I don't do it as often anymore, right? Because I take Well,
Mhm.
I was taking medication. I don't have
Mhm.
to as much
Yeah.
anymore, but yeah, it just therapy really painted a view to make me understand why I was where I was, and it helped me
Mm.
become better.
That's
And that's why you see the man that I am today. Well, first God
Come on
first,
now.
Yeah.
because God is the one that put my wife and my mother-in-law in my life for me to be here today. That was intentional.
Yes.
The way that I met her and the way that things happened. And then secondly was therapy nursed me back to health.
Mm. Oh, so good.
So sorry, y'all. That
No,
was a
no,
little-
That's okay.
do not
deep. My
apologize.
bad.
We already talked.
That's what
We
this
might
is
be some
for.
tears, and we're okay.
That's what this is
We don't
for.
care. We both cry babies, so I'm a cry
Yeah.
baby. I know that. But again, thank you so much for that. And so
Yeah.
we ask always, when we think about like marriage, and we talk about this offline, just like marriage is not about just us, right? Like we firmly believe that our marriage is for other people, in whatever big or small way, right? And so we wonder for you guys, like, what do you feel like your marriage represents?
You want? I can take it. You want? I feel like I've been talking too much.
You both of it's been equal. It's been equal.
Don't try to
It's been
put me on the
equal.
spot.
No, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I think our marriage just it represents a bond. It represents lasting love. It represents being free.
Mm.
Because all the times when I speak, I always tell people the more you speak, the more you free yourself. The more you speak, the more you free yourself.
Mm.
And our relationship feels like that. It feels free. It feels open.
Yeah.
And there's a bond that can't no one break,
Mm.
right? Not a job, not family. Like we're, oneness. And I always talk about our relationship as a triangle.
Mm.
And as we grow closer to God, that's how we grow closer to each other.
Ooh, not the
And
geek.
so when you look at our relationship, that's how I view it.
Yeah.
And I would, love for other people to just take heed to that and view it like that.
Mm.
Because there are gonna be, it's almost like with Kobe, right? He was going through the scandal and he had to deal with a lot of the stuff that was going on off the field, and he had to focus on just basketball. And it was like everything was being bombarded with what he loved to do. And a lot of times in a relationship, people are throwing darts. They're bombarding your relationship with noise,
Mhm.
right? And you have to learn how to exit out the noise and still keep the glue
Yeah.
the way that
Yeah.
that it needs to be.
Yeah.
That's good.
So that's what I would say. I mean, I know that was a lot, but
It's okay. How about you?
I think that's accurate.
Yeah.
Like sticking through the noise.
Yeah.
I think for me, I think like when you focus on your relationship and make, you know, God be the first part in your relationship, in a close second,
Mhm.
I think you learn how to stick through whatever trials come your way and just kind of, work through things. Like
Yeah.
loving each other is great, caring is great, but it's not enough.
It's not.
So you just have to constantly like work at your relationship and, choose your marriage at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
be open with it not being 50-50 all the time too.
Oh yeah.
Because everybody wants 50-50,
Come on.
but it's never like that.
It's not.
Right? Sometimes you gotta pick them up
Yeah.
when they're down.
Absolutely.
And that's okay.
It
Yeah.
is. It is. You couldn't have told me, that me and Marcus, like we would be here, you know what I'm saying? And I think honestly, all of us here are believers, and we don't shy away from that. But I do think there's so much purpose in like pain and going through things myself, and let me say that all the time, right? And if you're hearing Marcus and Allison's story, and whether you can relate or not, right? There is a love that they said, like a lasting love that's there, but also there has been pain and having to grow and prune in order to get here, right? And so we ask always, we kind of throw this to people like, if you had a tagline, a marriage tagline, what would you say It is.
If we had a marriage tagline,
Yeah.
yeah. Hold on, that's a good one. I don't know. That it would be. I want to say something funny so bad.
Be funny. It's okay.
Because when it's when people look at us, people always say like, man, I wanna love like y'all, or like I wanna be like Allison and
I
Marcus, and
can't
I always be
stand
like,
that
man,
sometimes.
do y'all, yeah,
Do
y'all
y'all
wanna,
want to go through this?
yeah, are y'all sure you wanna,
Yeah.
I,
but go ahead.
I think for me, I would say like sticking through the noise.
Mm,
You know,
I
like
like it.
no matter what, we
And
gonna
it's gonna
figure
be
out how
noise.
to stick.
And it's gonna be
I mean, the
nice.
noise could be
And
anything.
it could be
Yeah. Oh, it's a
anything.
lot of noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All over.
That's good.
That's good. I love that.
That's good.
I like that too. That's good.
Appreciate that.
I
Sticking through
love
the
it. I
noise.
love it. But as we close this episode again, we want to thank Marcus and Allison for joining us, for blessing us with their words, their wisdom, their story. And as always, you can like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us what you loved about the episode. We don't care about what you didn't like because there's nothing that you didn't like. But thank you guys so much for joining us for another episode of Loving Me, Loving You, Loving Us.
Bye.